Big up Blood Clot Caleb Hammer. I've been enjoying Caleb Hammer these last few months. I've been checking out his shorts on YouTube for the most part. He's been killing it on the YouTube shorts. Essentially, Caleb Hammer has this show where he essentially gets people on who have really terrible finances and shouts at them, basically insults them for the most part, jokes on them. But at the end, you learn a lot from it. You learn a lot in terms of how to handle your own finances, and it also gives you perspective, because you always think, myself included, I always think like my shit's down bad, my shit's in the worst place. But sometimes you see some of the people on these type of shows and you're like, fucking hell, I don't even know how you get up in the morning, you know? I worry about a couple of thousand here and there, but these motherfuckers have like debts of like over hundreds of thousands, maxed out credit cards, always malarkey, and it doesn't really seem to bother them in the slightest, you know? And it's obviously really bad stuff, and, you know, not beneficial, not advantageous, but he does give them ideas or solutions on how to fix them. And one of the hardest ones is when it's couples. Those are usually the hardest ones to watch, when it's a couple and one person's hiding the truth of the finances from the other one, or sometimes they're willfully unaware, because they don't want to be honest about what's really going on, finding out about OnlyFans addictions and other things. Sometimes he acts as a relationship guidance person, and I remember one particular one, he told the guy to basically leave his wife because she was kind of taking a piss with the finances and not really helping out. And also the revelation that a lot of people that served in the military are taking a piss out of the compensation of the money you get once you kind of leave the military and you suffer from some sort of PTSD or something. A lot of them make a lot of money off of that, and you don't really have to prove that much to get that money, which I don't think is a bad thing. I feel like the fact that you're willing to put your life on the line for your country in the first place should permit you to have some kind of leeway when it comes to type of things. But it is quite funny, the amount of people who were in the military, served, and then are now receiving, you know, whatever compensation they're receiving. So interesting clips here, random ones I saw on X I thought I would kind of play for you guys, and then we're going to continue on. Really interesting. Big up Caleb Hammer. Really interesting little debut episode here from him, sitting down with Joe Rogan. For once, a really decent show. Rogan's podcast is kind of shitty recently, but this was for once a pretty decent one. New. Joe Rogan loses his mind when a financial expert, Caleb Hammer, over how much money members of the Congress make from insider trading.
Sort of like the Pelosi stock trader.
Yes, which I bought into the Pelosi fund.
Yeah?
It's doing really well.
I bet it is.
Yeah, I only put $1,000 in there. I was a little scared, but it's doing really well. It's beating my own money, guys. So, I mean...
It's kind of hilarious.
I mean, she knows what she's doing, or people knows what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, someone knows something. Yeah, they know something. It's crazy that it's legal. It's crazy that you could know, we're going to do this big deal with AI chips. And so NVIDIA makes AI chips. I'm just going to buy a shit ton of NVIDIA stock. And then, boom, we pass this thing. Hey, look at that, 500% increase. Whee!
I think my $1,000's up.
How that is legal, it is a good point. How that's legal in America is fucking insane, though. They can find a direct correlation between members of the Congress finding out information before the public, investing in a stock, and that stock going fucking sizzler. But that's not insider trading. That's not illegal. It's like, fucking hell. Like, how is that even possible? Like, how is that even possible?
Like 20 or 30% in just a couple months. It's crazy. It's crazy. S&P 500, what he searched up, averages 10% a year. So it's crazy.
It is nuts. What are the laws? It's like you could clearly follow her, but what are the laws in terms of like what she's allowed to do? Like, how much information is she allowed to have?
Yeah. Well, that's what's hard to track, right? The insider trading's hard to track. They're getting into that shit with Kalshi now.
Right.
You know, some of the people that were in the operation for Maduro in Venezuela, they're getting in trouble. George Santos. You know George. Did you ever have George Santos?
No, but he's hilarious.
Yes, he's hilarious. But big investigation just opened up yesterday or today.
No, he just got a pardon for something else.
He bet on he went on Instagram or something, and he was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna 100% be at the State of the Union. 100%, I'm gonna be there. Here's my seat." And then he immediately bet that he will not be at the State of the Union. Yeah. Jesus Christ. So 4 people close to him have been working with the FTC on that.
Oh my God, he's retarded.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
After pardon and everything.
That's so dumb, bro. You got free, and you're fun. You should just do a podcast. That guy should.
Yes.
He could make millions doing a podcast.
Yeah. He's been on other podcasts. He's good.
He would be great.
He's a sassy gay. He's perfect for the camera.
Sassy, fun, smart, talks a lot of shit. He would be great as a host of a podcast. Don't fucking do scams like that.
Yeah, insider trading. So I guess that's his future now.
We had was it Polymarket? What was it? Where they had
Come on, what's happening? Don't die. Don't die on me. Come on, don't die on me. Is it done? What's happening here? Don't die on me, please, I beg of you. Don't die on me. Am I done? Where am I? Okay, cool.
odds on things that we do and what we're going to say and what guests we're going to have on?
Probably both of them.
Probably both of them.
I don't look into
We looked, I said, Jamie, shut that fucking laptop and do not open that website ever again. Because, like, you could do it. Like, we could rig it.
I kind of want to.
But anybody could.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, like say if Elon's going to appear on Rogan again by the end of the year, you could bet on that. And will Alex Jones make a comeback on Jerry anytime
Going
soon?
to, but I kind of want to bet that I would be on here.
Right. Like, what are the odds? Like, you could probably bet a substantial amount.
Or you could bet like, will Brendan Schaub ever perform at the Comedy Mothership? Will Brendan Schaub make a two-way bet, a two-sided bet? Will Brendan Schaub make a comeback to stand-up comedy before the end of the year? And will he perform at the Mothership before the end of the year? Woo! Big returns.
Money through some fucking offshore account.
Yeah. Both Pelosi, who knows? I mean, other people in Congress, they wanna pass something where they can only invest in like large cap index funds like the S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
They're not passing it. They don't care.
They don't care. It's completely bipartisan. You know, it's not like Nancy Pelosi is the scapegoat. She's the one that everybody beats on. But if you look at it, it's red, blue, across the line. They're all doing it.
It's money, isn't it?
They're all trading. They're all making shit tons of money. They all go into Congress broke. They all come out rich as fuck.
Yes.
And they get $100,000 a year. Like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Fuck off. It's crazy.
$100,000 a year, but yet they've got a fucking wealth. They've got a fucking net worth of, tens of millions of dollars. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. The corruption's rampant. That's why it's almost impossible not to be black-pilled. That's why I have a lot of like admiration for people who are not black-pilled. Like, how can you not be black-pilled considering what's going on in the world? Like, how can you not be black-pilled? The game is actually rigged. The game is actually rigged across all sides of it. Every side of it, the game is actually rigged. Rigged. Another clip here. Caleb Hammer says the boomers had the best stock market ever, yet they ended up broke. Agree with that one. Boomers also had the best property market ever. Boomers were able to buy houses for like 20 grand, 40 grand. That they still live in to this day. They won't pass down to their fucking relatives. They won't pass it down. They're gonna stay in it, and hold on to the bitter end. Fucking love boomers in that regard. I love them.
Really?
Best job market ever. Best stock market in the history of the world. Every single boomer, Gen X, whatever, that's been on my show, they lived it up and spent all their money to live the lifestyle they wanted, and they didn't even set 10% aside a month. None. 10% aside. They had the best housing market, college, jobs. They were set up for everything. If they just put 5 to 10% a month aside in the stock market that they had,
Be billionaires by now.
they would be multimillionaires. Most of them would be multimillionaires. But instead, we're in a situation where
I want a new BMW.
they can't pay their student loans, Social Security, 2033. That's when the funds dry, so payments get cut by 25%. Yeah.
2033 is when the funds dry up for Social Security?
Yeah, the actual fund that's sitting there. So every dollar that goes out is money that's coming in. That's projected 2033.
Well, we have to pay for transgender migrants. It's really important. Some of them have back pain.
Oh, okay. It's obviously that's whose fault it is, isn't it? Okay, Rogan, that's whose fault it is, of course. That's whose fault it is. This fucking guy, man. This fucking guy. Anyway, last clip. Oh no, a couple more clips here. Caleb Hammer to Joe Rogan. I'm starting to not have sympathy for boomers. I'm really not. I think it's the same clip.
I'm starting to not have sympathy for the boomers. I'm really not.
Really?
Best job market ever. Best stock market in the history of the world. Every single boomer, Gen X, whatever, that's been on my show, they lived it up and spent.
Same clip. Bear with me. Last clip coming up here from Caleb on Rogan. Big up Caleb Hammer. Is Caleb Hammer Caleb Hammer hammers down the importance of emergency funds for Americans on Joe Rogan. Emergency funds for Americans. I don't know. Do people even have the luxury of having emergency funds, or they're just trying to survive every single day? Or they're just trying to survive day by day? Do people even have the luxury of even thinking about saving up for a rainy day when every day is raining? Do they even have the luxury of saving up for a rainy day when every day is torrential hailstones and tornadoes and sleet? You know what I mean? There's probably not enough time. There's probably not enough energy, mental capacity to even save for a rainy day when every day is rainy.
It's like it's a beautiful time for young people if they access these things. I'm just saying that, like, for young people that are listening to you and like, I don't know what to do. Oh, you're right. Oh, I do spend, like, let me look at the amount of money I spend just getting DoorDash. Holy shit. That's actually a large percentage of my check. And
but I don't know if I don't know. I'm a little bit dubious on that, because I've got some books, right, that I read. I've got some entrepreneurial self-help books that I read that will sometimes espouse the philosophy or the doctrine or the fucking sermon of, oh, if you just cut back on this Starbucks, if you just cut back on this blank street coffee, if you just cut back on this black sheep espresso, if you just cut back on this Greg's sausage roll, if you cut back on this Pret a Manger chicken and avocado sub, you too can become a millionaire and do this. Not really. I don't know. Life is worth living. If those things bring you a semblance of joy and happiness, if you get a little bit of joy out of going to work and then popping into the local Greg's on your way to work to have a little veggie fucking sausage roll and it costs you £1.50, is it really worth it to deny yourself that veggie sausage roll to save for a future that isn't even guaranteed? You're saving for a future that you don't even know you're gonna have, a future that, you know what I mean, the rules can change again. If anything, what they should be preaching is, hey, why don't we make DoorDash and that shit more affordable for people? Why don't we make it more affordable, as opposed to telling people not to enjoy DoorDash, not to enjoy eating fast food, not to enjoy drinking, not to enjoy, you know, I don't know, whatever leisure activities they enjoy, to put off for a future that isn't guaranteed, to put off for a future that's undetermined, to put off for a future that we don't even know. Again, like I said, they could just change the rules. Look what's happening with the fucking SpaceX IPO. Look what's happening with the SpaceX IPO. Most likely, that SpaceX IPO they're saying is going to be one of the most overpriced IPOs of all fucking time. Like, the stock is fucking shit. The only thing that makes money from SpaceX is the satellites, I think they said, right? The satellites and Starlink is the only thing that actually makes money. Everything else is fucking fluff. But they literally changed the rules on how companies IPO to accommodate StockX's IP, to accommodate, SpaceX IPO. They literally changed the rules. And now everybody in America who's got like a 401k, you're going to be paying into that fucking SpaceX IPO. You're going to be paying into it, whether you want to or not. So I don't know, man. Make life more affordable. Make regular life more affordable. There was a time where you could treat yourself to a little Mackie D's and a DoorDash every fucking week. Now you can't because it's so expensive. But it still brings you a little bit of joy in life to be able to get some fast food and not be able to cook that particular day. I don't know, man. Allow people to be able to afford a DoorDash a day, a DoorDash a week, or whatever if they want to. Not fucking deny yourself eating these things so that you can save for a future that isn't promised. You can save for a future that isn't even going to be in your favor. Who knows? The higher ups might change the rules and then you're back down on your luck again. So what? You've been eating fucking, you know what I mean, lunch meat sandwiches for the last year and a half, hoping that it was going to help you with your future. But now all of a sudden things have changed. Now all of a sudden the fucking criteria for first time property owner has changed again. Banks are not lending as they did before. What's the point then? What's the point? Make life more affordable for everybody, man. Fuck.
How much would it be if I just went to the grocery store once a week and I got all my food for the week? Jesus Christ, I'd save $300.
But then again, it's not like that anymore now. It's quite close. I've seen people argue that, and it's actually true. Buying food every day, a particular type of diet, whatever, and actually making it yourself, the difference is negligible, unfortunately. Unless you're eating slop, right? Unless you're eating like mincemeat and fucking mincemeat tortillas every day. You know, it's negligible sometimes. Like sometimes it's actually negligible the amount of money you're saving because life is so expensive. Now that cooking at home isn't as cheap as it once was anymore. It's crazy, man. The economy. Well, when was the economy go back to normal? By the way, remember they told us that once COVID is over, the economy will return back to normal. We wouldn't have to pay £5 for 6 eggs anymore. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like the economy went back to normal. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I'm still paying £10 for a pint. I'm still having to pay £10 for a burger with no fries. Like, what the fuck is going on? I went to McDonald's the other day. What is it? A couple of weeks ago. Have you seen how small the Big Tasty is? I went to McDonald's a couple of weeks ago because the new menu was in there. Have you seen how small the Big Tasty is? The Big Tasty used to be like a quarter pounder size. Now it's like a regular burger. The Big Tasty is tiny, bro. It's tiny now. So small. Like, and it's still the same price, or maybe more, like £7, £6 for the burger. Like, god damn it, man. Fast food is expensive. You go to Poundland now. Poundlands are no longer Poundlands. You went to a Poundland and you could buy like stuff for £1. Now it's $2.99, $1.69. You know, it's fucking crazy how much stuff is. Stuff is so expensive. Don't even get me started on how much it is to go and transport, take a train in places. Like, god damn.
Here's the reality. You don't get to have fun if you don't have a fully funded emergency fund. That's a basic reality.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You shouldn't deny yourself fun. And fun for everybody is different, but you shouldn't deny it just because you don't have the money, emergency. Like, nah, fuck all that noise. Fuck all that noise. Enjoy yourself, man. Oi, big up, Fashion Roman. What's going on, Gigi? Big up Fashion Roman in the chat. What's good? So concerning that prices go up in perpetuity and wages are purely stagnant. Oh, don't even get me started on wages, brother. Don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started. I still kind of admire myself. You can get some lighting. I still kind of admire. I admire myself and my ability. I still admire my ability. I don't know how I did it. For the longest time, I remember surviving. I survived at a job once where I had like 13,000 a year, and I was living away from home as well. I was living on my own too. I was earning like 13,000 a year, and by the time that money came into my account with all the NI fucking deductions and shit, I had like what, £900, £800, plus paying rent of like 600 quid a month and shit. Like, I don't know how I did it. And that time, that's the thing. I did way more with my money back then, but I think the obviously price of life or the cost of life was way cheaper. I was able to go on some holidays. I was able to go out. I was able to get myself a baggie or two, get myself some trainers, some, you know what I mean, some clothes. It's kind of wild how much I was able to actually do with that back then by having such less money. It's fucking crazy, man. But nowadays, like, I don't know. Nowadays, things are just, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to get to a place, especially salary-wise. There was this one startup. What's the startup called? Was it Anthropic? There was one startup that's come to the thing that are now doing US like salaries. It's like an AI company, and they're now having, and the salaries are crazy. Like, it's like, I think I saw a marketing role at this particular AI company for like 100 grand, 50 grand a month or something. No, 50 grand a year to 100 grand a year. And obviously most marketing roles in the UK are like 30,000, 40,000 max. But in America, you know, those salaries are way higher, and you can live somewhat of a good life. But over here, you know what I mean? Cost of living is high, the salaries are fucking shit. And we also have this weird thing about money here, where people kind of shame you if you make too much money or you spend too much. Like, ugh.
Only 60% of Americans can cover a $400 emergency, meaning 40% can't. That's $400.
So when you say emergency fund, like, what do you consider an emergency fund?
So there's a debate between 3 months to 6 months of everything you need to live for a month. I'm on that 6 month side because, you know, things like the pandemic and shutdowns, we're in that kind of world now. So we may as well go that full way, get a 6 month emergency fund that protects you in case of layoffs or just losing money or a medical emergency, whatever it may be.
He is right though, that is important. I remember when I had one, that was the first time ever I've actually had one. And it actually helped me, especially when I was lawyer from that startup I was in, and they had the mass layoffs. It really does make a difference in terms of your state of mind and well-being. It gives you some breathing room. It makes the job, because I feel like sometimes, this is kind of really weird to say, but I feel like sometimes you can emit desperation. You know, you can have an aura of desperation, an aura of struggle, of pain. And sometimes when you're looking for a job, you probably don't want that, especially when it comes to negotiating your salary or just generally looking for a job. You don't want to seem like you're just desperate for anything, you know? So I feel like sometimes when you have that nest egg or you have that emergency fund, it can make applying for new gigs, if you do get let go, a lot more easier to handle. You don't come across as desperate. You're not also taxing your mind mentally every single day, thinking that it's make or break. I mean, you've got some leeway, you got some runway, you got some space to kind of, you know, wiggle a little bit. So yeah, big up Sean, I see you. Well gone.
B, you got a lifeline. But that's basic. Like, that is so critical to life for like a sick pet or a broken car, that if you don't have that, I don't want to see you in a drive-through. That can't be...
Nah, you have to do both. You have to be able to do both. You have to be able to save a little bit and put it towards your 6-month fucking savings. And you have to be able to let people be able to go for a drive-through. Like, people that work dead-end jobs, you know what I mean? Sometimes going for a drive-through, being able to get yourself a milkshake or a burger or something, that can really change your day. That can really put you in a much better mood. Denying yourself these type of things for what? And also, what are you denying yourself for? For what? To have emergency funds for what? Fuck it, man. Just roll the dice. Roll the dice, enjoy your fucking drive-through, and if you need emergency funds, I don't know, apply for a credit card.
Acceptable. Going on a vacation is not acceptable if you can't protect you and your family at the basic level.
Actually, he's made a good point about that. I did see a video. Maybe I react to it on random show. I did see a video on YouTube. I wish I saved it. I think I've missed it. Someone made a video about this trend in America. I think it's mostly an America thing, where groups of friends will go on holiday and they're all broke, or some of them are broke. Let's say. I never understood that personally, but it does seem to be a thing, because you always see these, you know, these random viral stories of a group of friends went on holiday and then they come back and half of them are not friends anymore. And it mostly comes down to money. It's either someone cheating on each other or it's usually money, because people went over there with only they only were able to afford a flight. They couldn't even afford the ground transport from the airport to the fucking Airbnb and shit. So there are some people that are just rolling they're like, you know what, I'm young. I don't want to deny myself the ability to go to Cancun. So even though I know I can't afford to go to Cancun, I'm going to pay for this ticket and just hope I figure it out. And obviously you don't figure it out when you go there. And you usually, when it comes to holidays, you usually underestimate how much it's going to cost you. But yeah, I did see a video. Hopefully I find it. If I can find it, I'll react to it later. But there was a video I saw of like this trend of people going on friends' holidays and going on friends' holidays broke, where they all they will cover was the flights and maybe accommodation, but they have no spending money, or they have like $50. Do you know what I mean? For like a week's trip in fucking Cancun, which is fucking insane.
Give you a little bit of grace if you're not fully investing. Okay. But this is like basic survival shit. It needs to be just as critical as having like a first aid kit in the house, because it's that serious. And that's what causes Americans to just fuck up their houses financially. An emergency happens, a layoff happens, and they're not ready. It's scary, and people are not ready.
I know. It's like that. The problem is...
But it shouldn't be like that, though. It shouldn't be so make or break. That's the reason. That's why we're in a bad position. It shouldn't be just because you got let go of your little job in fucking Tesco's, all of a sudden now you might get evicted. That's too much. It shouldn't be that make or break. That's the main issue. The main issue is that someone has a little bit of a, you know what I mean, a stumbling block in their finances and their income, and suddenly it fucking flips their whole world upside down. Do you know what I mean? Because the cost of living is so high. That is the main problem for me. Let's address that as well. Let's not tell people to like not spend any money on a drive-through, not to treat themselves to a fucking, you know, DoorDash meal here and there, not to do what that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a life worth living to me personally.
Hearing that with young people, it's like, that's boring.
It is.
You know,
I know.
They don't want to think that way. They just want to go have fun. They want to play video games. They want to go to the bar.
Which is fair. But a 6-month emergency fund isn't that crazy. It's not saving millions for retirement.
Yeah.
Do that, then have some fun.
True.
Get to 3 months, then have a little bit of fun while you're saving to 6.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just that.
That's fair.
Or at least at a minimum be able to cover your highest insurance deductible.
That's fair.
Or like a 1-month emergency fund. Have something. The fact that 40% don't have $400 set aside.
That's fair.
Not for a rainy day, for an actual emergency, is terrifying.
That's very, very true. But to be fair, what I found really helpful lately, because I was never really good with my finances before. What I found really helpful is apps like Monzo and Revolut have like built-in little games and things that you can kind of, it takes money off your fucking account every month, which is really good. So I've got one where it's like a 2p challenge. I've got quite a bit on that one. There's a few other ones where I think the one is at 2p challenge a day or something. There's these pots, there's these games things built into the app, right? Built into the Monzo banking app and the Revolut banking app, where it kind of just takes money out of your salary every month and it puts it into another pot, which is saving. You can access it any time, but it's usually it's not on your main screen either. It's kind of down below, and that kind of helps me to have some. And then when I look back, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I had all this saved, but it was coming out. You know what I mean, little by little, without you even paying attention. So that sort of stuff really helps if you're not really financially disciplined or prudent, as most people are when they like literally physically take money out. And you know what I mean, I don't usually do that. I just try and have it automatic in the background to kind of, you know, help me going forward, because I'm coming from a place where, you know, saving wasn't really a thing in my lexicon. But I really like Caleb Hammer. I'll actually show you, big up Sean, said never heard of this guy. Caleb's really good, man. I really recommend you check him out. He's got a really good channel. His shorts go kind of viral from my side of things. From what I remember, his shorts go really fucking viral. I really like some of his shorts when they go viral, but he does a really good job in terms of trying to educate people on their finances and shit. So let me see if I can get his channel up and show you just some of these popular, some of the most popular ones that he's got here. Caleb Hammer. Let's go on his account. There we go. It's called Caleb Financial. Let me put it on the screen. Let me just go for a popular. Let me just go for shorts and just sort it through popular and see what I want. There you go.
You're living off of begging for money on Twitter?
Yeah.
So who are your simps? Who are these simps?
No. That's my ad revenue. I'm monetized on Twitter.
How many followers do you have?
2,200.
How am I not monetized? Am I?
Have you tried applying for it? You just need 5 million impressions.
I kind of want those piercings, by the way. I kind of want those piercings. I don't know if I should be getting them. Maybe I should get my eyebrows one, but I kind of want these piercings on under the lip. They look kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie.
100 followers. I had 34 million impressions at one point, so they kind of like.
Why? How?
That just reply to big accounts, and so with the check mark, it boosts you up. So people like, you know.
You played the system. 43,000. You're living off of bet.
Well, Podcast doesn't like him, you know. He doesn't like him. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll check that out later.
You're living off of begging for money on Twitter?
No. That's my ad.
How much have you spent on gas stations total?
Each is worth about like 3 to 4 mil. That's like the land plus all the facilities.
How many do you own?
About 3 right now. I'm working on 4th.
What's your yearly cash flow for these?
I can text my accounts and they'll know. I just call them. Hey, how much like in the gas stations have I invested so far, would you say? Yeah, the down payment was about $1 million each. We borrowed up to 4, so. And then what about the cash flow is right now? I know at one point we were looking at like 85,000 a year profit from one, but total. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really like know it off the top usually because I don't really look at them for profitability. It's more of just so I can reduce that on paper to the IRS how much I'm making because I have all these business expenses.
What was the intent behind these gas station purchases then? As a tax vehicle?
Tax vehicle.
Okay. Yep. How much have you spent on gas stations total? What do you do for a living?
I work for Caleb Hammer.
How much do you make a year?
I make $50,000 base. Get him, Graham. Get him. Come on.
That's 50 grand. That's what you're starting off at.
You get more than that.
It's $50,000 base. I also get a cut of the sponsor fund. And Caleb, he's like, we're aiming for 100.
You'll make double that this year, probably. Yeah. What do you do for a living?
No way someone working for a YouTuber in the UK is gonna make 50k. No way. 50k. I don't even think KSI and them man are paying anyone in their stuff 50k. Oh, honestly, America's sick, man. America's sick. He also gets a cut of the AdSense and stuff. Like, Jesus, man. America. I know you guys have a lot more to pay for over there. You know, medical stuff and, you know, HOA fees and shit. But America, man, fuck, bro. There's honestly, I said before, like, there's people like doing social media managing jobs, like I used to do, right? Being a social media manager, and they're on like 50k in America, and I barely touch 30, 35 even, being a social media manager. Motherfuckers, man, the salaries over there are fucking wild.
What do you do for a living?
I'm currently a server at an Italian restaurant.
High-end Italian or Olive Garden?
It's a little above like an Olive Garden type situation.
Okay, so you're probably not making that much. What are you making?
I just went up from 13 to 14 an hour for my hourly rate, and then my tips I usually make anywhere from like 600 to 1,000 a week in tips.
Whoa!
bad. What normally hits your account with tips and everything included on a monthly basis?
Anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000.
Jesus.
Hits your account.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
As a waitress. As a fucking waitress. But don't get me wrong. I think if you're on a salary, because you're usually salaried and hourly pay in the UK when it comes to being a server, so you probably would get about what, $2,000, 1,000. Then if there's a place that does accept tips, because not everywhere do accept tips, and sometimes they'll make you split the tips to everybody else. So it's not like individual. So you might still get paid a decent amount. But Jesus, a server in a restaurant, 4,000 to 5,000. Big up her, man. Big up her.
Oh,
I know.
So 4,500, is that what we're gonna say?
Yeah, I would say about.
So
direct deposit
$54,000 a year net?
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't claim your tax,
No,
your
I
tips.
do.
Your tips?
They're on there, yeah.
You claim your tips?
Yeah, my credit card and my cash.
Really?
Every night, yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
No, we have to.
Cash?
Yeah.
So $54,000 a year at 21. Why are you struggling?
My boyfriend split up, so we broke our lease.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that happens, isn't it? It's always a man, in it. It's always a man at the center of a woman's financial issues, at the center of a woman's life being flipped upside down. There's always a man. There's always a man responsible, man. Big up us men, man. Big up us men. We know how to build, but we also know how to destroy, don't we? Us men, we know how to build, but we also know how to destroy. Big up all the women out there that have to put up with us. Ay, 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 ay. We are builders, but we're also destroyers. We are builders, but we are also destroyers.